Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Tone and Tina. I'm Tone, she's Tina, and we talk about all things trending. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend, good week, good all of that. We still in Black History Month. Is this a Black History episode? Mm-hmm. Well, we still in Black History Month and we black and we talking, so it's Black History. That's what we finna do. Let's see who it is.
Okay, Latrice. Hello, Latrice.
Hey, girl.
Latrice, you early tonight. Bright eyes.
Hey, Sabrina.
Is in here. I can't see anyone else. Identify yourself if you want to be identified. If not, we'll keep it moving. So, we're going to get to the first question of the night. The first question of the night is Forever Fiance. And this question came about because of Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer, I'm sorry, not Keke Palmer. She reminds me of Keke Palmer so much. Kyla Pratt. Kyla Pratt. Okay, Lim is in here. Hello, Lim.
What's up, Lim?
Whoever else, I can't see. It's more people, but I only see you guys. So I'm not ignoring anyone, but I can't see you. Anywho, so Kyla Pratt. You know, Kyla Pratt was the voice of Penny Proud, and she played in Dr. Dolittle, and I think she was on Love and Hip Hop LA. I don't watch that smut, so I can't tell you. But anywho, Kyla Pratt has been with her fiance for 19 years. They've been together for 19 years and they've been engaged for 13 years because they have a child. So you know how black people do.
What?
As soon as you get pregnant, they say it's your fiance for 15 or 20 years, but you secretly never get married.
So did he propose?
Anyways, I mean, she calls him her fiance. Of course, we're not going to be privy to that if they've been engaged for 13 years.
Okay.
She said this is her fiance.
Okay.
They call each other's fiance. So the question that is at the subject matter here is, Lisa is in here. Lisa said, "Hey, girls."
What's up,
Hello,
Lisa?
Lisa. Lamont is in here, and
Hey,
Lim said,
Lamont.
"Hey." Lim said, "You have what, Lim? Because it seems like you're gonna get cussed out early tonight. Like you asking for it early. Anyway, so
that's not a good idea.
Should there be a time frame on an engagement? Again, Kyla Pratt, you know, Penny Proud, and all of those good things she's played in. One-on-One, or was it with Flex Alexander?
That was One-on-One.
Okay, so she has been with her with her fiance for 19 years, but they have been engaged for 13. I was ready to divorce for 13. But anywho, tell me how long is too long of a proposal, or how long would you allow yourself to be engaged? I mean, how long is too long of an engagement?
Well, I think it's up to the couple of how long the engagement is or isn't. But for me, I don't even think that's true for me. But honestly speaking, I would forget that you my fiance. 13 years, like, bitch, you're not engaged. Stop playing, y'all. Y'all not engaged. Come on now, you ain't. That's a little excessive. You're not engaged for 13 years. Like, y'all just go together. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Call it what it is.
It's okay.
But you're not engaged, girl. Not for 13 years.
Oh, Lim says Static is on the line. I don't know what that.
With my phone?
I don't know where that comes from. Lim said, "I don't want trouble today." He was helping us out by telling us Static was on the line.
Well, thank you, Lim.
Pig Josh said, "Hey, Pig Josh."
Hey, Josh.
Jawanda's in here.
What's up,
said, "Happy
Jawanda?
Tuesday."
Congratulations on the grandbaby. She's adorable. Or was it him? He's adorable.
I did see a picture of your newborn grandbaby. Congrats. Okay, so Pig Josh said, "As long as you are allow yourself to be played with, you'll be played with."
I agree.
So Pig Josh is basically saying in a nutshell, she's a fool for being engaged that
He's
much.
playing in her face. Basically, you're saying he's playing in her face, and I definitely agree with that. 13 years is way too motherfucking long to be engaged to anyone.
Lisa said, "I started dating my husband in July. He proposed in September and married me in February."
Okay.
Let us do our kindergarten finger count, Lisa. So you met him in July, August, September. You knew each other for 2 months and he proposed. October, November, December, January, February. You guys married 7 months later.
Okay, so Lisa, let me ask you this. Was it a situation of If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some people on the outside say it's too fast, but the people involved in it be like, nah, we just knew. You know what I'm saying? Was it a situation like that? Or was it you only live once? Or did you think it was kind of fast and he talked you into? How was it, girl? How did it go where you got engaged in 2 months, and if he wasn't fucking around, he married you in February? That's a man that wanted to get married. I said Kyla Pratt's nigga don't want to get married.
Okay, Lonte said he likes your look tone.
Thank you.
He said, hey y'all. Hold on. Lisa said, and we are in love on a whole different level.
All right. How long have you been married?
And Lisa said they didn't just meet, they knew each other previously, but I guess they just got
But the
together.
courtship only lasted 2 months. I got you.
She said they both knew what they wanted, so, you know.
So
what
it's a
was
situation.
the purpose of waiting?
It was a situation of if you know, you know, between the two of you. Okay, I got you. All right. I think in situations like that, though, it doesn't have a time frame. Like,
She said 1 year.
1 year what? Oh, yeah, they've been married. Oh, you're newlywed.
Yeah, she just had her 1 year engagement. 1 year anniversary. I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
And Lem said an N-word just don't want nobody else to have you, so he strings you along.
Agreed.
Or whatever the case may be.
Agreed. You don't be engaged to a motherfucker for 13 years. That's just dumb.
I feel like you said, everything is subjective to the person. We all know that first and foremost. But if we're going to just talk practical, I believe as far as an engagement is concerned, I believe the maximum should be 2 years. And
You think there should be a maximum?
yeah, I feel like 2 years because I feel like, hey, if you're just getting to know each other, some people might want to get engaged right away like Lisa did. And I feel like around the 2 year mark or around the 1.5 year mark is when the dopamine phase wears off.
Agreed.
When, hey, yeah, the fun, the lust, all of that wears off, and then the real relationship starts. And I feel like then you'll know, like, hey, do I want to proceed or do I not? So I feel like
Agreed.
right about that time, hey, 2 years is enough time. I feel like when I hear people saying they've been engaged for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, I think that's ludicrous. That makes no sense.
So you're engaged, and the 2 year mark has approached. How do you handle it?
Once I got engaged or proposed to, I would say, you know, we should set a date by this time. I feel like a lot of things can be like resolved or dealt with ahead of time, but a lot of times people just go with the flow.
Yes.
You know, they're not really saying what they really want to say. I feel like a lot of times women do that because especially if you've never been married, you never really had what you consider a good man or any of that, you'll kind of let stuff slide because you're not used to that and you don't want to lose it. So you'll go along with the flow a little more. But
I tell you one thing, that'll make you know whether a nigga want to marry you or not. Set a date and see what he say. Kyla, set a goddamn date from them 13 years and see what he say. Wait, they've been together 19
they've been
years.
together 19 and
So set a
engaged
date.
13.
Set a date for 4th of July or Juneteenth and see if he push you down that aisle. That'll tell you if he playing in your face.
And I feel like that kind of aligns also with the whole, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but the whole, I've been with somebody for 25 years and I'm not married.
Child, if that's not the biggest chokehold that black women have, or not even black women, women period.
A lot of times, I feel like it's black women. I'm just gonna say it. Yes, I feel like it's exclusive to black women. I don't feel like it's exclusive to any other race or culture.
I agree,
but black American women.
Because you know the white woman gonna move on. That bitch ain't gonna let you play in her face for too long. Look, they got to be married, and my parents have already. And that's another thing. Our family backgrounds, we've had not saying it like that, but if you look at things, don't fuck me up. But if you look at things, upper middle class and higher class, they have a certain order of things. You meet a motherfucker, you get engaged, you get married.
I even believe that trailer trash white people, no shade, have that same thing. It's black women.
I feel like they're shacked up for decades.
I feel like trailer trash white people will get married at 18, at 17, at
straight out of
22,
high school,
and all of that.
But so will black people.
I feel like it's still a significant gap in when we get married.
We gotta Google that.
We will play house. We will be long suffering. We will do all of that.
I agree.
We'll do all of the things that a wife does but we won't get the ring.
Including, but not limited to, saying that you're this bitch wife when you're making his doctor's office appointments, and when you call him about the electric bill in his name, you gonna pull that I'm his wife / fiance. You have no problem saying that. Now, I do agree with that. That's kind of crazy to me. Even though I am a victim to it, I sometimes do it. You know, I'll be like, my husband said, I'm like, this bitch ain't my husband. If he wanted to be my husband, he would have asked me to marry him. So I feel like even with that, that's playing around too. Even if you get engaged and all that shit, it's still playing around. If y'all ain't married yet.
Mm-hmm. And you know the age-old cliche,
so
why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? I feel like that is the approach that is taken by a lot of black men. Mm-hmm. I feel like they don't take initiative to get married. I feel like we see the thing where the woman is down on one knee, but I feel that's no different from a woman saying we should get married. She planned it. She basically paid for it. He halfway ain't even out the halfway house yet, but she pushing him down to that aisle.
Put it to the halfway house.
She halfway pushing him down the aisle because we want it so bad. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we got a lot of comments.
I see what you saying on that.
We got a lot of comments. Bright Eye said, I got engaged 3 years ago. COVID hit, life issues hit, and financially you want to do it right when we do it. And we're still calling each other fiance, no time frame. So Bright Eye said she don't have a time frame. Her and Denise is going to do the thing when they get ready.
And that's what I feel like.
I feel like be at the wedding, Bright Eyes.
Yes, me too. I definitely feel like it's up to each individual couple, but Bright Eyes, if Denise... You and Denise still engaged after 13 years. You don't feel like 13 years is a wee bit too long? Like, I feel like you need to re-propose. Mm-hmm. That 13 year ago proposal, ring, all that shit,
and that
don't matter no more.
A gunshot wedding and proposal, to me, is not real. But to each his own.
What you mean?
Because you're pregnant, or because you got a baby, you all of a sudden say my fiance, or you know what I'm saying?
No, that don't matter to me.
So Pig Jaw said, I don't think there's a time frame, but relationships are supposed to progress, not digress.
Okay, let me ask y'all.
Certainly not meant. He meant to say meant to be at a standstill. So relationships should never be at a standstill, is what he's saying. Jawanda said, me and my husband dated from 1995 to 2008. Got engaged December 2008 and got married in February 2009. So they got engaged and got married in 2 months.
So what about that situation? Do you feel like being with somebody for 10, 15 years is crazy if you're not going toward marriage, or if you're not going toward whatever?
No, I feel like to each his own on that. Like, we all know everybody doesn't want to get married. I feel like a lot of times women want to get married, but if they haven't gotten married or proposed to in a long-term relationship, they say like, oh, I don't really want to be married or care, but they really do.
Yeah.
I feel that also, I feel like it does not take 5, 10, 15 years for you to know that you want to marry somebody. I got married 2 years after meeting the person that I married. So I feel like it's to each his own on that, but I feel like there's no way that you should play patty cake for 15 or 20 years.
I kind of disagree with that. Like, okay, I was asked early on, and I said no. About 3 times.
News to me.
Yeah, about 3 times. 2 by the same nigga, and yeah. So I feel like
That's Slim. I'm not married, so yes.
I feel like
years later though.
Those times, I feel like by saying no, I wasn't ready to be married. That doesn't mean my mind changes later. Like right now, I feel like I could be married right now. But back then when I was asked, I didn't feel like I could be. So that's why I say I don't feel like it should be a time limit on it. Now, with that being said, I would have never said yes and had him strung along for 13 years though. That's just crazy. So I guess I don't know.
No, I shouldn't have waited any longer. The time was right.
Like 2 years. That's what I'm saying. Like 2 years.
I think he asked me.
If somebody proposed to me after 2 years, I would say no. I don't know you well enough in 2 years. Like,
no, I think 2 years was perfect timing for me.
It's each his own, right? It really is each his own.
Lim said just joking. Josh said, was you not ready, Tone?
Yeah, Josh, I never wanted to get
He
married.
said he's channeling his inner Kevin Samuels, I guess.
Please don't come for me.
Let him say that.
I never wanted to be married, but the older that I got and the more that
I'm with him to marry you.
Never.
Let him say that.
Never. You ain't gonna never see neither one of these big ass knees go down to the motherfucking floor and ask that nigga to marry you. Never. I would move on before I ask the man to marry me. That's just some fucking lame ass shit. Like, all y'all bitches some weak ass bitches for that. I'm sorry. Y'all might come for me or whatever and you might have a problem with it, but that's some weak ass shit. Let the man be the man. The man is supposed to propose to you. He don't want to marry you if he ain't proposed.
Dana is in here.
The fuck you getting down on the ground for? Hey, Dane.
Okay, Dana.
What's going on, Dana?
We
was just
talking about you, Dana.
I'm never going to propose to anybody.
We were just talking about you. Anywho, moving on to the next question.
Would you propose to anybody?
No, but I don't see a problem with it. I feel like anything you want to do in your life is subject to you.
I see a problem.
Anybody that got something to say about what you do or what that, I don't see a problem with it. But anyway,
I 100% agree with you. Everything
so you can answer that.
Everything happens on your time and all of that stuff. I agree with that. But for a woman to get down on her knee and propose and do the man's job,
I don't feel like getting down on her knee and all of that. But I know so many black women, some probably in the comments, who they did not officially propose, but they hit the "we should get married" and they set up the whole wedding and he just showed up and said "I do." Okay. I feel like that's no difference. I feel like that's no difference from proposing to him.
I 100% agree with you. But out of those marriages, do you know any of them that's still on and popping? How is he treating her? See, because for me, I feel like this. He ain't asked because he don't want to marry you. So for you to even say, well, we need to get married or we should get married, you still forcing the shit. So he don't really want to be in it. So he not gonna act like he in it.
Lem said there's no problem with the woman asking because it will let you know where he is at.
Shit.
Fats is in here.
What's up, Fats?
Hello, Fats. Fats, every time you have a party, it's always on the same date that I'm doing a game show. Your next party is don't tell me. Whatever those sneakers are called, it's a Nike sneaker. Y'all know I'm not into that. No. Whatever the Nike sneakers, he having a
Air Max?
He's having an Air Max party out in Baltimore.
Ooh.
Fats has nice
and I got some cute Air Max Fats.
Filled to capacity. It's a vibe.
And I just made this cute jumpsuit. Wait a minute, Fats, it might be, baby.
Oh, you know what? Fats, is it it's on the 30th. It's on March 30th. Yeah, I'm booked that day. Anyway, Sheena said a word. He ain't asked because he don't want to marry you.
Period.
I don't think that. I feel like okay, and I just know a guy that has been married twice in the past year because because of his culture, his mother arranged the marriage. He didn't want to marry either of the people, but that was their culture and that was their thing. He did not like both of the women basically tried to use him and he didn't like them. And it was like a big thing. So in 1 year he was married and divorced twice. Just culturally because his parents had to pick who he married. But
that's crazy. But
I feel like with certain black men, I'm not picking on black men, but I'm black and I know mostly black men. I feel like sometimes they will not take initiative. You know what I'm saying?
So if they're not taking the initiative, then that means he doesn't want to do it.
I don't feel like that's always the case though.
When have you ever known the case for it to be he don't want to do something, he pushed into it and he actually like it?
I know that there have been men that didn't say you will you marry me, but married the person and they're still married and they're still together. I just feel but getting proposed to don't make happy either. He could be proposing because of, hey, I feel like my mom's about to drop dead. I'm gonna ask her to marry her. She done had 7 kids by me. I'm asking her to marry her.
Okay,
every situation is different. Whatever floats your boat, please do it.
But bitches, don't get out on your knees.
Anyway, Fat said most people marry the people who want to marry them and not the person they really want to marry.
Wow, that's a word,
Fat.
Like shit.
Lem said I'm about to be on my dean and get 4 wives. Juju is in here.
Please don't.
Juju the gentleman.
Juju, I
think it's your first time on here, Juju.
Hi, Juju.
Sheena said definitely don't. And we're going to move along because we're going down a rabbit hole and we not spending 20 minutes on one question.
Okay.
The next question is, a girl, I don't know if you guys saw this video. This was like an African artist, an African entertainer, singer or whatever. So anyway, a guy takes his girl on a date to see a singer perform. The singer pulls her up on stage. She gets up on stage. They put like a sheer curtain down, a see-through curtain, mesh curtain, whatever you want to call it. And she gets up there and does all of this seductive stuff with the singer. The guy, they showed him outside after the event by himself, basically saying like he left her and
he left
her there. And almost 98% of the people in the comments said that she was wrong for doing that. So for the ladies and gentlemen, if you go see, like, it kind of reminded you of when Keke Palmer went to see Usher and her baby's father went off. I feel like if I went out on a date with a guy and his favorite singer was Beyonce or Layla Hathaway or Jill Scott, whoever, and they called him on stage and he got up there and did his thing, I would be the main one, like, hype and going off
I would be
for him.
filming for his
I
TikTok.
would not be upset.
I would be filming for his TikTok and his Instagram. I would be cheering him along. I would be telling her to get more into it. That's his dream, to be, like, this is his favorite person. Yes, get all over that nigga. I don't see
That's how I feel.
He crazy.
Rick Holmes is in here.
What's up, Rick? He actually left her at the concert.
Oh my God, Lem said that's disrespectful. Magori is in here.
What makes it disrespectful? She ain't gonna never see that man
here.
again.
Nigel is in
What's
here.
up, Nigel?
You gotta say Nigel name.
Absolutely.
Like we in the south of France.
Like royalty,
we
baby.
in Saint-Tropez. Nigel.
Period.
He agrees with what I said. Juju said men hold women to a different standard. So Juju, you would have a problem with that, is basically what you're saying.
But you know what I think, Juju? I feel like that's a male that's a you problem, not a me problem. Like
Ma'am, how does that equate to a threesome? Like y'all
a threesome.
y'all
We
don't
on
really
stage.
Juju said he had a problem with it. Lem said so is a threesome okay. Dancing with your favorite artist seductive is like a character, like Alicia Keys and Usher. But I'm not a man, and if y'all get upset by it, I can't get mad at y'all.
And the threesome is fine as long as all three parties are agreeing to the threesome. What's wrong with the threesome?
Sue says she watched the girl's side and it gives the media made it a thing. So the girl feels like because it made it over to the blogs, it was sensationalized and made it more of a thing than what it was.
I need to see the video. But I like you actually walking out and leaving her over a celebrity that she's
And
never going to see again.
everybody in the comments was like, she's a hoe, fuck that B, you know, all kinds of stuff. I was quite shocked.
Turn the comments off.
Y'all know who my bae is. I've met him. I've been, you know, on stage in pictures. Stokely doesn't give that. You know, so I would never do that with Stokely because he's a gentleman. But you know what I'm saying?
Let me be more chestnut. I'm getting locked the fuck up out there. I'm gonna be all over that man.
Them said if I'm married and my wife do that, I ain't bringing another woman into the bedroom. Okay,
and one has nothing to do with the other. And you can't bring another woman into the bedroom if she not consenting. Like she not with that shit.
Juju said the Alicia Keys thing was more like an acting situation.
I agree.
So said the girl said she bought the tickets and they talked about it. If she got picked, that she would go up there. My whole thing to him is crying a car, baby. On that. Let him say that's his perspective. He getting upset now.
You a little
get married first, and then tell us what you would do as a husband.
I feel like
a lot of people do too much. I do this and that. If I was, when you get married, then talk to us.
I feel like the man did way too much by leaving her at the stage. The people in the comments definitely did way too much.
I don't know. Because it could have been staged. I don't know. Because how was the camera on him? How did they get him outside?
Oh, it's definitely scripted. All that shit scripted. But if the scenario, if we play the scenario out in real life, I definitely agree. I think that he.
Wait a minute. Lonte, watch your mouth. Lonte said Stokely is your babe. Please knock it off. He's not even your prototype. First of all, you can have
love.
Okay, I have a type.
Don't play.
I do have a type. But every now and then we can agree that someone comes along that is not your stereotypical type, but you crush on them hard. And Stokely has been my crush. Lonte, I'm surprised you don't know that. Everybody knows that. Stokely has been my crush for years.
Have been.
Okay, Sue said, like, I really feel like it was all the people in the audience recording him at all these angles, and that's what made it a thing. Lem said, no, it's not Usher being freaky. he came up under Diddy. Okay, that's another subject. We is definitely not talking about Diddy tonight.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you a question. So, did you feel like the Alicia Keys Usher, that we did discuss this the last time, but I need to ask you specifically. Do you feel like Usher did too much to Alicia Keys? How did you feel about that?
Will telling us to go on to the next question.
Will, you don't run shit over here.
You always could exit if it's a problem.
And you stay getting cussed out for saying that.
I'm compelling you to be here. So I was about to move along anyway, Will, because
I was gonna bump apart.
But still.
He's gonna bump apart. He's not gonna move along. He's gonna sit there until we go to the next motherfucking question.
Will, you've been acting nice. Be nice. The next question is men being rejected versus women being rejected. Is there a difference? And the reason I ask this question is because so many times a guy will try to talk to a girl. She will say, hey, I'm not interested. She'll kind of like keep walking. Of course, he's like, fuck you, bitch. You're ugly anyway. You're fat anyway. You know, all of that stuff. But he was heavy on her back. Even in the DMs, every day you waving and blowing kisses and putting the fire emoji and the heart emoji and somebody's not saying anything. That's the last time I'm going to give you a compliment. You know, getting upset. So do men and women handle rejection differently?
I'm going to
say most men are used to being rejected.
That's what I was about to say, Juju. I'm going to say yes because most men are used to it. Niggas try to holler at 50 bitches a day. Maybe 2 might bite. You know what I'm saying? So they used to it. They just move on. Now, I'm not going to say the younger generation, they get offended. They want to fuck you up. They want to fight and all that when you say no to them. But our generation, I say, nah, they used to it and it ain't no sweat off their back. For a woman, here's the bumping part. For a man, it's normal. For a woman, it's desperate.
If she get rejected and she gets mad?
Or if she keeps going with it.
Who gets rejected?
If she gets rejected.
I feel like women don't really get rejected.
Shit. I know some bitches that get rejected. I know some, but men don't reject the way women reject. Women reject like, no, I'm not interested. I got a man. No. A man might try to be nice. And then that niceness is being misconstrued as you are interested too. So she's gonna keep coming on stronger. Then you got the pick me bitches that's gonna buy their way in. You got a whole bunch of different things with women.
Them said if he talked to 10 and bag 2, he winning. I'm
like a motherfucker.
I'm like 5 for 5. Bag them all.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. For men, that you talk to 100 bitches a day. If 2 or 3 of them, you gonna get 2 or 3 of them.
I like that. Juju said men reject in a respectful manner.
Yes.
But men disrespect women when they get rejected. Because a woman can reject you in a respectful manner and she still will get disrespected.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's a generational thing. I think the younger generation do that. I don't think the
older people do it too.
I don't.
And so Nigel is saying men are. It seems that we're more insecure because we wear our heart on our sleeves and we show our emotion. But Nigel is basically what I'm saying. Nigel is saying that men are very insecure, and I find that to be very true.
Men are the most insecure. Men are way more insecure than women when it comes to things like that. Like some men take that shit to heart.
Them say he definitely have rejected women. Okay, let him pop out.
How do they act?
Women will shoot their shot if they didn't feel they would be rejected. Men are used to it.
Agreed.
But I guess a woman would pick or choose who she would shoot her shot with. And then, I'm not trying to say it like that, but men really be having like audacity and esteem when they shoot their shot. You see this woman right here, no shade.
Listen,
what made you try to talk to her? Listen. Like, what's wrong with you? Okay, next question. The decision on your order at a date. Are you considerate or do you go all out as far as like pricing and everything?
Your what order?
Yeah, what you order. Because this came from a video where a lady said when she goes out on the first date, she's respectful and mindful and considerate. So she doesn't order like steak, lobster, you know, she don't want them to bring out the tomahawk or anything like that.
That bitch ain't ordered at 135.
Some people said that she was a pick me. And a lot of men said she's the type that you should want to marry because she's considerate. So when you go on a first date, are you like, okay, I'm not going to go all out and order everything I want. I'm mindful like, hey, he could be on, not a budget, but you're just not trying to, you know, just go crazy.
First of all, she's giving very much pick me because bitch, you don't really believe that.
Gina.
Hey, Jane. I really don't think she believed that. That sounds very pick me. But for me, I order how I would normally order if I was paying. I don't order. I've never been I'm not gonna order the filet mignon, or I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go too much. But whatever I would order and spend my own money on, that's how I would order. I'm not gonna order no motherfucking chicken fingers and water either, cause he paying. So it's whatever I would normally spend my own money on.
I, of course, love to go out. I love to dine out and go to these new, foodie places and all that. And I'm definitely going to order whatever I want.
Yeah.
Don't invite me if there's a problem. Yeah, of course.
But you're not one of those people that I'm going strictly to the most expensive thing. You're going to order literally what you want.
What I want.
If you want something that costs $2, you're going to order that. If you want something that costs $50, you're going to order that.
Nowadays, there's no restaurant like that.
Right.
There's
That's
no
true.
restaurant like that.
Yeah,
Anywhere
like
you go, just starting off with anything, you're busting it wide open from off the top. Unless you're going to a chain restaurant like Outback or Longhorn. If you're going to
even them motherfuckers stump with the prices.
If you go to a specialty restaurant, it's just the prices go crazy.
You're going to spend, if you go to anything that's on TikTok, any pop-up restaurant, anything that's trending, you're going to expect to spend at least $50, $60 per person.
Let me say, because somebody take me out, I want to drive to Philly and get a steak and cheese. Someone offered that to me the other day, Lim.
Why? That sounds like a good idea, Lim. Lim, you want to go to New York to get my hair done?
Yeah, somebody offered that on Saturday. Okay, next
That
thing.
sounds like a plan.
This was this past Saturday, it just left, but I was supposed to go somewhere with Tony. I never made it. I could have been in Philly at Max's. But the next question, look at the menu before you pick the restaurant because, this is Juju. Look at the menu before you pick the restaurant because if you invite her on a date, you can't expect her to order you can't expect her not to order what she wants. So Juju is saying, hey, before you even take this broad, make sure your pockets align with their
Agreed.
their menu.
I definitely agree.
And then Will said let him hold a couple of dollars, Tone.
No.
Lim said, can someone... Oh, you said that. Nigel said, agree. You took the words out of my mouth. Consider it, but I order what I want. I order as if I was paying. It's just a date to get to know you.
But then that's the funny thing. Why do people put so much emphasis on what dating etiquette? Like,
what do you feel like is a
just act
reasonable price
regular.
for a first date?
Per person?
No,
I would say
the bill at a first date, a first dinner date. What is a reasonable price for the bill?
at least $200. In the day and time that we listen, I do a burger and a drink, and I'm gonna spend $60. You know what I'm saying? So we're living in a time where everything is inflated. So you got to at least expect to spend $100 per person, especially if you're going to, like I said, anything that's trending, any pop-up shop, any one of those little boutique restaurants. You're going to spend at least $100, 80 to 100 per person. So I say 200.
I say, of course, it's going to be more than that. If you
It could be
appetizers, drinks, and main courses, I feel like you should at least be prepared to spend like $350.
Yeah.
Lem said 209. Nigel said 400 and less for the day.
Yeah.
Fat said I'm buying the food. You can cook it. Perfect date. So Fat said he going.
That's not a perfect date, Fats. That's not a perfect date. Don't show up with no motherfucking groceries on no first date with me.
We'll take the broad to Jerry's Up Sea Pleasant.
No one's going with
where
you.
Everybody working there walk on the back of their sneakers like they're flip flops.
And Fats, let me be clear, because I don't know you that well
but
to have you.
300.
I don't know you that well to have you in my. I feel like a first date should always be outside of both people's residence or house or whatever. It needs to be on neutral ground. It needs to be in a safe space. It needs to be like. You know what I'm saying? The cooking the grocery thing, we can do that on the second or third, but not the first. Maybe the third.
I think it's cute either. However, I think it's cute, but I feel like you guys. Well, I don't know. Some people don't like you to be in the kitchen while they're cooking. I'm
not going for that.
Together.
I'm not going for that. Not saying that you have to take me out. I'm not going for that because for safety issues. I don't want you at my house on no first date. Absolutely not.
Nigel said yes, and driving separately as well.
Absolutely.
Meeting at the place.
That's just a safety issue.
We only had a few questions tonight. Why does a particular price has to be associated with any date? I don't think there has to be.
No, it shouldn't.
We just said going to a restaurant, but a first date could be going to Ben and Jerry's and getting ice cream cones at buy one get one free. Fats. It's all in what you.
And that's another thing. You have to be. If
Let
you don't
has
have,
entered.
Hey, Matt. That's another thing. If you don't have the coins, then get creative. You know what I'm saying? Meet her after, like she said, ice cream dates. Meet her after work for ice cream. You have to get creative.
Going for a walk across the bridge.
And
that's free. Because you're talking, you're getting to know each other.
Being creative and doing a date. I don't have any stipulations on that.
But
you don't have to spend money on
like
me, but we're not going back to my house or we're not going back to your house.
But a lot of guys want to take you on a date. It's their idea. Like, hey,
whatever you put effort in, I'm cool with. But we're not going back to my house or your house.
Lem said no, it should not be a price. I don't feel there is a price.
No,
I feel like y'all men have like saw a podcast or two and y'all have ran with certain narratives that aren't how women think or how we really live.
But you know what they so focused on is not being used for that. Hey Tia, the first
Tia White and Tia Anderson is in here.
Hey boo.
Hi Tia White. Hi Tia Anderson.
I really feel like the men are so fixated on being used for the first date and they don't really like it, which I don't understand.
And women ain't using y'all for shit.
But not only that, even if you are getting used, bitches
y'all
been going out on free dates for centuries.
Trust me, y'all not getting used.
Since the 12 and 13, 1400s, bitches been going out on free dates. Why the fuck do y'all care all of a sudden now? Like, I don't get it. If you're going out on a date to see if you're compatible with somebody, if you're not compatible with somebody, why force the motherfucker? Well, I can at least get some head out of her. I can at least fuck her. Why you gotta do all that? That's what the first date is for, to see if we even vibe. But
some men hit before the first date, so that's the thing too.
I mean, that's
some
nothing
people
wrong
don't
with that
even go
either.
on first dates before they go together.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
All kinds of scenarios. A first date don't mean our first meeting. You know what I'm saying? So some.
It doesn't matter, but if we just hooking up the fuck, I still don't know you like that. I still don't know you internally. I know you're safe, and I know that we are physically we fuck with each other, but that's still different. That's still a first date to get to know somebody. If I'm fucking you for 2 or 3 months, we're not having no conversations. We're hooking up after the club or we're doing whatever we're doing. If you decide to take me on a date, that's to get to know you still.
Candace just entered. I mean,
hey Candace.
Fat said he'd rather just trick abroad, just tell him the price.
Okay, Fat. So that's another way to go, I guess.
But we got on late, so those are our only questions for tonight. Sorry, Candace.
Well, I do want to say this: if anybody has watched the Wendy Williams,
we not forcing you to be here. You want to get blocked right now or later?
Well, I will say with the Wendy Williams situation, I'm going to address this. I really feel like Will, Sean, and her fucking assistant need to get the fuck away from her because they are a hindrance to her. I feel like they are just using her, and I feel like that her family needs to get involved and get those 3 motherfuckers out of her life. Other than that, I'm praying for you, Wendy girl. You're not gonna be back on TV, baby. Somebody need to break it to her that she's not gonna finna be on TV right now. Maybe a few years from now, but not right now. But I do really feel like people saying that she's getting her karma for reporting gossip is fucking crazy.
Yeah, because people gossip every day.
Yeah, all of us would be screwed if it was for that. So y'all chill the fuck out on Wendy and pray for a child.